A very good morning to all the students. Welcome back to all on the Alchemy online classes. Now, students, today we are going to again continue class 7 history chapter number first, and the topic we are going to take is region and empire. Okay, region and empire. Like in the previous topic, in the previous topic, what we have seen the historians and their sources, how the historians had find the different type of things. Okay, so now in this topic we will see the region and empire. So in the medieval period, as you know, all students, we are studying the medieval history. Okay, so in the medieval period there were some important empires, and which were the important empires which were ruled by the kings. Okay, so these were the important empires like the Cholas, the Tughlaqs, okay, the Mughals, and as you know students very well about the Mughals, Babur, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, these all were the important Mughal rulers. Clear? Now, next is the Prashasti. Have you know anything about the Prashasti, student? Do you know anything about the Prashasti? Prashasti, it means the paper, the sheet of the paper in which all the type of different events of the kings were recorded. Prashasti, it means it was made to praise the king, to appreciate the king. Okay, so in this period the prashastis were made, and as I told you, the meaning of prashasti, it means to praise the king. So prashastis were made for to praise the king. So in such a prashasti, which was the language? So students, during that period only the Sanskrit language was used in the prashasti. Which language? Sanskrit language was used. Okay, and one such prashasti was made by the author, and in which Ghiyasuddin Balban. And who was this Ghiyasuddin Balban? Ghiyasuddin Balban was the Mughal Empire. Okay, Ghiyasuddin Balban was the Mughal emperor. Okay, and whose empire had extended. Now, when I told about the Ghiyasuddin Balban, students, so when I talk about his empire, so his empire was extended from the east to west, from east in Bengal to the west in the Afghanistan, Ghazni. Till Afghanistan his empire was extended. Okay, so this I will show you with the help of the map. As you can see here, this is the earlier map of India. Okay, all you can see this earlier map of India in the medieval period. So the empire of the Ghiyasuddin Balban was extended from Bengal, from Bengal to Ghazni till here. Okay, from Bengal to Ghazni, okay, which is present day in Afghanistan. Okay, from Bengal to Ghazni. Clear? So, as you know, he was a very powerful ruler. Ghiyasuddin Balban was a very powerful ruler, and he was a Delhi Sultan. Okay, no doubt he was a Mughal emperor, but he was a Delhi Sultan, and because other regions, and as he was powerful, no other rulers was dare to fight against him. No other rulers can fight against the Ghiyasuddin Balban, as he was very powerful, students. Okay, please keep this thing in your mind. Now when we talk about the poet, then first and very important poet during the medieval period was the Amir Khusro. Okay, so in 1318 the Amir Khusro was poet, and he said that in the medieval period people speak the different languages. Okay, people speak the different languages according to what? According to their region. For example, at that time India was famous for the Sanskrit language, because most of our people, authors, poets, they only spoke the Sanskrit language. Rulers, Brahmins, okay, so all the people spoke the Sanskrit language. Okay, but here the Sanskrit language was limited up to a certain people, and these certain people were Brahmins. As you know, all Sanskrit was a very hard language during that period. So Sanskrit was only spoken by the Brahmin people. Students, be careful. In other region, the languages were spoken according to the area. For example, if in Maharashtra the people spoke the Marathi language, okay, in Gujarat the people spoke the Gujarati language, in Rajasthan people spoke the Rajasthani language, okay. But when I talk about the poet, when I talk about the Brahmins, so the Brahmins were the only people who spoke the which language? Who spoke the Sanskrit language, because the Sanskrit language was only learned by the Brahmins. Okay, so here this thing cleared. So by 700 people started to live in the organized way. Organized way, it means what? In the fixed area. For example, organized way and in the fixed area, it means in their own culture. People started to live with their own cultural people. For example, Gujarati people live in the Gujarat, Marathi people live in the Maharashtra. Okay, those who speak the Tamil language, they started to live in the Tamil Nadu. Like that, those who speak the same language, students, they started to live in the same area. Clear? Okay, in between you can ask me, student, whatever you don't get, or you may be note it down, so when we have the doubt session, so we can clear that thing. Okay, now people are associated with the ruling dynasties. Okay, people are associated with the ruling dynasties. Ruling dynasties, it means the different type of emperors, the different type of kings. The people have associated, they have grouped with this type of kings. At the same time, some important dynasties. Which dynasties? Like some of the dynasties were Cholas, okay, Khiljis, Tughlaqs, Mughals were built their large empires. Okay, they have built their large empires. Students, like as you know very well, Babur, Akbar, all these kings have made the large empires. Okay, and they have known as the great emperors of India. Okay, so here the new definition comes, student. Be careful and listen very carefully. The pan-regional empire. Okay, the pan-regional empire. Now, if anybody asks you what is the pan-regional empire, so the pan-regional empire, it means the ruling dynasties like the Cholas, Khiljis and Tughlaqs and Mughals built their large empire. These empires were known as the pan-regional empires. Clear? Now, some of the empires, from all these empires, the names I told you, Cholas, Tughlaqs, Khiljis and Mughals, from all these empires, only few of the empires can survive, but most of the empires couldn't survive for the long time. Okay, even Mughal empire couldn't survive. As you know, Mughals declined and then Britishers came. So when Mughal declined, some small state again emerged. Okay, as you know, students, the Mughal empire was a very large empire. So in that large empire, so many small rulers, so many small states also, so many small states were there. So when the Mughal empire declined, all the small states get emerged as the independent states, but they have maintained their own culture. It means they have maintained the Mughal culture. They didn't want to destroy the Mughal culture, so they wanted to rule like a Mughals. Okay, their way of ruling was also like the Mughal people only. So they adopted many of the things of the Mughals, like the way of governance. They adopted the way of governance of Mughals. They adopted the culture of the Mughals. They adopted the language of the Mughals. They only speak the Persian language. Why? Because Persian was spoken by the Mughal people only. That's why. Okay. So because of this, we can say that after declining the Mughal empire, their belief didn't destroy completely. Still, this small state maintained the Mughal belief and Mughals tradition. Clear, students? Now, here this topic ends. Now we will take the next topic. Next topic we are going to learn, that is the old and new religions. Now, student, can you tell me what is the meaning of religion over here? So, religion, it means the God in which we believe. Okay, the community with which we worship our God. So here, in the medieval period, in all the spheres, you have seen so many changes in all the spheres. Okay, so like that, in terms of religion also, there were so many changes. Okay, now people started to collectively believe in the one God. People started to collectively believing in the one God. Okay, for example, Hindus, Muslims. Okay, so these were the different type of groups. So as here what I told you, students, religion became collective. People started to believe in the God collectively. So some new changes took place. Which some new changes? Like a worshipping of a common deity. People started to believe in the common deities. Okay, rather than groups, people started to believe in the common deities. Deity, it means the God whom we follow, the God in which we believe. Okay, it means the deities. Construction of new temple. At that time, the rulers started to build the new type of temples for the people, for their people. So here the construction of new temple, and the students, here the most important point is the Brahmins became very significant. Why? Because Brahmins were a learned people. Brahmins were a learned people. That's why they were having the knowledge of Sanskrit language. So they were called as a court poet. So that's why the Brahmins became very significant, very important during this period. And one more point is, the Sanskrit language was only known by the Brahmins only. The Sanskrit language was known by the Brahmins only. So they earned a lot of respect from the ordinary people or from the common people, students. Now in the king's court also, the Brahmins position were very important. Okay, and from all the sphere, from ordinary man to the king, from all the sphere, the people, the Brahmin people gained the respect. Okay, and they supported by the other patrons also. Patrons, it means the person who supported the Brahmins. Okay, so the importance of bhakti, increased. So people started to believe in their own God. People started to believe in their own deities, which is called the bhakti. And now deities, now the devotees. Now what is the meaning of devotee? Devotee, it means bhakt. Okay, the people who worship the God, they are called as the devotees. Now devotee, all the devotees can reach up to their new deities without any elaborate rituals. Now Brahmins were there, but Brahmins were not interfere in the religious matter. They were only for the Sanskrit and they were the court poet. Okay, now without any elaborate rituals, the people can follow their deities. Clear, student? Okay, so by this way here we ends. I hope you got all the points. Clear? Thank you so much.